Ladies and gentlemen, Cinephiles and YouTubers, John Ricky here, and I feel like I just had a religious experience. 10 years in the making, 18 movies, and all starting with Iron Man in 2008. Wow. When you really think about it, it's like, wow, that is an incredible run for any series of films. And the fact that throughout those 18 films over a 10-year period, they've been hinting at this film for a while, and very smoothly, almost subtly, and intelligently. Wow. The hype was real. Did it deliver? Yes. And some. Wow, man. Everyone has been patiently waiting for this film. You got this whole big hype train that they've been building up for 10 years, and you're just like, no, they can't top your expectations. Your expectations are so high by the time this movie has come out right now. How can they really top what I have in my head? Guess what? They actually topped it. And they even did things that they never done before and never even thought of to do, particularly with the villain. Now, most MCU movies, what's the weakest part of them? It's almost always the villain. We may have had 3 great villains, and some of you are just like, oh, okay, that was there. But mostly they would focus on the heroes. Truth be told, make no mistake, you watch this movie, this is a Thanos movie. I mean, honestly, they really could have named this movie Avengers Thanos, and it would have made so much sense, because that's what this movie is. I mean, this is his story. You actually really get to know Thanos throughout this whole film. It works to a T. He is their Hannibal Lecter, their Alex DeLarge from Clockwork Orange, their any type of villain that we watch that for some reason we clung to. Thanos is on that list. Darth Vader. The directors, the Russo brothers, my God, every time they do another MCU movie, they basically top themselves from the last one. I mean, Winter Soldier was one of the best MCU movies. Civil War was one of the best MCU movies. Now, this Infinity War, it's amazing, man. And these are the most unlikely duo of filmmakers that you would think, because they came from a comedy background with Community, I believe it is. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. When I first heard them doing Winter Soldier, I was just like, really? And then we saw that, Civil War, now this. And man, they really turned it on its head, man. I mean, and this movie, compared to the other films, this is definitely the darkest film of the MCU. The darkest. In terms of tone, in terms of the events that happen. I mean, situations, you're just like, this film leaves you, where are we going with this? And it does feel like a bookend to a story. This feels like the intermission at the end. You're just like, what? Where are we going with this? It's incredible. That's also due to the fact that throughout the 10 years, Marvel has created this rapport with us, the audience, that they can do whatever the hell they want, and we're going to sit here and be like, okay, you got it. You hear in sports like NBA teams or NFL, you hear coaches talk about trust the process whenever they make a weird move or something like that. This is it. You sit here and they can throw anything at you, and you're just like, I trust you. I'm there. Next time I'm there. That's what this movie does. You sit there in the theater, gape-mouthed and everything, and you're just like, what is next? Wait, what? Whoa, that is crazy. And just every character in here, every person over the 18 movies leading up to this film, you know everybody. And that's the one thing about this movie, is like, you really have to have seen at least 2 of the MCU movies to understand what's going on. And that's what's great about this movie, is that this movie, as soon as the credits come up, it's just like, go, we're on. You know everybody, it's on like Donkey Kong, get over here. And it is non-stop. The pacing is almost pitch perfect. It never stops. There's no lull, there's no boring portion of this film. It's just go. And it's never overwhelming. Well, it is overwhelming in just like all the things that are happening, but you go with it. You're keeping up. You're trying to keep up at least, but you're just taking in every single frame, and it is amazing. The CG looks so incredible, particularly with Thanos, because there are some times where they show him in close-up and it looks like it's just seamlessly rolling at the top of his head, and then whatever the rest of it is CG. I mean, he looks so hyper real. You're just like, nah, Thanos exists. He does, and he's going to destroy half the world. And that's the great thing about this villain, is that like he does what he sets out to do. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. First 5 minutes of the movie, you're just like, okay, yeah, he's real. He is the Debo of the Marvel Universe. Literally looking like him, and just in his art, which is murder. Like he just takes what he wants. He's like, those are milestones, punk. Like, that's basically what he does. And even his motivation, I said this before with Black Panther, this is 2 in a row where the villain is actually his motivation makes sense to you, and you're just like, you know what, I can understand that. But no, dude. And that's what makes it so great. What are the greatest villains? They believe they're the hero. They believe they're doing good. Thanos is this guy. I mean, he's like a intergalactic Hitler, and just taking everything. And you're just like, oh my god. And plus, there's so many turns in this film that I did not expect them to go, and it just leaves you wanting more in the best way. I mean, it is just incredible. Only Marvel can do this. I mean, they build up such a rapport, as I said earlier, that you're just like, okay, you're going that way. All right, do it. I don't care. I want more. Give me more. I mean, this movie is 2 hours and 40 minutes long. Man, I wish it was as long as Seven Samurai, which is like 3 hours and 40 minutes. Incredible film. Keeps you on your toes. It is worth seeing. I'm definitely going back to see it again. And on that note, Avengers Infinity War gets a high flying.
I'll be back.
I will be back 2 or 3 more times, just because it was so great. Marvel, it's only the beginning of May, and they already own the whole year. I mean, Jesus. I mean, Black Panther, now this, they can't do no wrong. And unfortunately, you have to say, DC, you got to restart everything. You have to redo your universe. You have to make good films. You need to draft some of the writers over at Marvel and get them to come over to you, because it's ridiculous, dude. You are taking L's crazy, man. Wow. But I digress. Anyway, YouTubers, Cinephiles, have you seen Avengers Infinity War? Have you seen most of the Marvel movies, or have you just seen one? If you haven't seen one Marvel movie, you need to get out there and see a few, man. Woo! Get out there and see Infinity War. This is crazy. Also, don't be afraid to like and subscribe, share, comment on Nerd With Me. Thanks, YouTubers. Cinephiles.